Okay, pjnet.tv, 9:30 on the East Coast, and Del Didway would say that's 8:30 Elvis time. And he is standing by in our green room. We have a chat room waiting, bumper running, recording, streaming. Let's start the countdown to Studio 8. Well, welcome back to pjnet.tv. What a privilege. Something to be thankful for is to sit in this seat night after night and enjoy not only the fellowship in the chat room, but the wonderful team of guests that we have. And the first one that is a tip of the spear that began it all, you might say, is Del Didway. He's been with us a long time. He's the world's most interesting man, and I have grown because I have known him, and he is here with us today. And folks, you all know Del blogs at deldidway.com. I'll put it on the screen to help. Yeah, I spelled it right. I was going to say help you spell it right. I hope I spelled it right. And Del, I was not a reader when I got involved in this journey with Christian writers, authors, and such. And but I have faithfully read your blog now for about a year. And I'm a better man for it, and I appreciate you week after week doing it. And it's not something that everybody can do, but you come through week after week, but you're ahead of the game this week.
Yeah, I was running low, so I had to. I wanted to be, because next week's going to be a little spotty for me, so I wanted to get that in before Thanksgiving. So yeah, and just wanted to say Becky's show tonight was great. Becky's one of the sweetest people I've ever met.
I'm glad she's in that state as an anchor because it's a crazy state, and it's just good to know there's pockets of sanity out there.
And you know where we met? Actually, we met on Twitter, and then we met at other places. But we just like you and I met on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So Becky's wonderful author. She's seeing great success. We entered this kind of world together, I think, at about the same time, and. If I ever need somebody to pray for me, I call Becky.
Yeah.
She's a gifted prayer person.
And she actually contributed to one of your books, didn't she?
Yeah, she's in. She wrote a chapter in Dugout Devotions. She wrote a chapter in First Down Devotions, and she'll have a chapter in each Dugout Devotions 2 and First Down Devotions 2, which will be out next year.
Oh, that's right. You know, you don't put out enough books. You know what you should do is write another book next year.
Well, we started a couple of them. So for 2020, I forget what year it is, 2022, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, folks, I apologize in advance. In the hurry, I forgot to brew my emotional support beverage, and I'm holding on to the cup. There's nothing in it. But
well, I got my hot chocolate because it's 30 degrees outside right now. So.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm walking around in shorts and T-shirt down here.
It's mighty cold, but yeah, I came on one of the first guests I think you ever had, and it was due to I've been blogging for a couple of years, and I put out there. I went back and counted how many blogs I put out since I had to look at it real here.
224.
224 since about 4 years ago I started blogging. So wow. Yeah, 224 blogs. I've only nice. Becky did. She's done a guest blog for me, and I think I missed a couple of weeks ago because of the election. And I think it's about the only time I've missed. And so, yeah. It's been fun. You
kind of mortgaged the blog today. You kind of went to the future and drew on a theme and it's funny because Becky did the same thing today.
Yeah,
it's almost
hers is much better.
Well, they share the same theme, but they are very different. But I was sharing with Becky before we went on the air. If I wouldn't have known who wrote it, just the general way that the construction of the words, I would have assumed Becky wrote. Becky's looked more like a male. Here's point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
She's great at that. She puts a lot of time into it, and I put like 7 minutes in mine. So
yeah, and when I read yours, you're thankful, and it's like you blew a balloon up and then let it go.
Yeah, I just went off. Yeah. So, but Becky puts a lot of time in her blogs, and I can tell, and I appreciate that. I need to take a lesson from her and spend a little bit more time on them because I just,
Well, I was moved that you're thankful for Bluetooth.
yeah, yeah. It's just things come to mind, So this popped in my head. Some things I didn't put in there. I could have gone on and on and on. So, some things I didn't list, some things I should not have listed. So,
well, the difference, and I appreciate it, is, there's the big things and there's the little things. Mm-hmm. And, and I said it in a joking way, thankful for Bluetooth, but shouldn't we be?
Yeah. And
all
I
of
think
these
you're thankful. I think you're thankful because I got a picture of you in there on the blog. So.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, I put some of the PJ Net team that I'm looking at it now when we're down in North Carolina at the conferences, like you and Andy and Renee and Michelle and Lori and Ben and so forth. So, yeah.
Oh, speaking of Ben, he had a book released today. So
yeah,
shout out to Ben. Yeah.
It's awesome. So,
and I also see that it's part of a series. Created Critters is going to be a series. So that'll be interesting to see what the future holds.
He's with Shine the Light Press. They're a great press, a great publication, a great publisher. I've got a client getting ready to sign with him too. So Chris does a good job. Met Chris where at on Twitter.
I guess we wouldn't know each other. None of us would. It doesn't seem. I met Barbara on Twitter, Facebook, social media.
Now Parlor. I'm on Parlor now, so I'm getting a little bit
I've been on Parlor, but it's I've kind of half-hearted, dipped in it. But
I started picking up on that. So a couple of posts a day now.
Okay.
But I enjoyed the post because I just started rambling. I think I just started rambling. And again, I didn't want to come off boastful because I know some people might view it that way, but it's not boastful. I was just saying what's happened. So people can view it that way if they like, but it wasn't boastful. I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful because again, 5 years ago, I never ever dreamed about writing a book. It wasn't in my plans. So I've kind of adapted to that, and I've just gone with the flow on this, and just on this ride till it stops, I think. So,
I meant to ask you, what is the deal with you and chocolate?
Oh, the Milk Duds?
Yeah, I mean, I saw on Facebook this Hershey bar that looked like it was 5 acres. I
know. We saw that at Cracker Barrel, and I just said I gotta get. I mean, I didn't get it, but I thought it'd be a cool picture. And then some of my clients have been sending me Milk Duds, packages of Milk Duds, because it was kind of a joke at the conference. So, Carrie sent me a really cool box. And then my friend Melissa, who has just the best Scottish accent I've ever heard, sent me a big box of them. And so everybody sent me Milk Duds. So
now I read that, and I did not get any sense that you were presenting with any boast or arrogance or anything like that. But I will admit, I will confess to this. When I see those pictures of your fire pit out back, I get just a little bit of envy,
Yeah, every Saturday morning typically starts there and ends there because I'll typically do a fire at that night, and I mean I do work during the day, so I started out in the morning with a cup of coffee and then ended with typically a little bonfire, a little fire pit going at night. So it's just a great place to relax, and we really enjoy that.
Well, the problem here in Florida with fires and outdoor activities, did you know? Oh, Ben is here. He will either confirm or deny this. Mosquitoes are blind. You know what they're drawn to?
I don't know.
Heat.
Yeah, I don't really have problems with mosquitoes. Angie does, but I don't. I could walk through a whole swarm of them and I'll never get bit. Rarely get bit by a mosquito. She just gets eaten up by them. So
I hate them.
They don't bother me. Even when I was down in Florida at the conference, they were everywhere. I don't get bothered by them. I mean, I get bothered, but they don't ever bite me. So,
tell me what you drink.
I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I rarely get bit by a mosquito, and I've always been that way. I've never got them. So,
Dale, as you were writing that blog, I mean, were you just kind of closing your eyes and taking a tour around and, putting yourself in various settings? Because you were literally from Bluetooth to books to relationships to, your home being You were thankful for the home invasion by your
Yeah.
your.
I honestly, Mark, I wrote that in about 4 minutes.
I don't know how you do it.
I just blew it out. So, maybe 5 minutes. It wasn't long, and it took me longer to put the pictures in it. So, yeah, I just what I just want to thankful for it. And this year's been it's been a bizarre year, and so I didn't want to touch on the virus. I didn't want to touch on the ongoing elections. Just wanted to be what I'm thankful for, because we had some issues tonight where our governor's basically declaring martial law. I mean, 10 o'clock, and be off the streets. And there's some states are saying for Thanksgiving, wear your mask at your house. I mean, we are completely turning into a martial law country. And so I don't want to get into politics on that because I get fired up. But I'm just thankful, for other things right now.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, when we look out over the horizon, our long-term scan, there is plenty of problems out there. Mm-hmm. But that's when we look at the horizon. So I think we just need to cast our gaze and the azimuth of our gaze a little bit more upward. And sometimes, Del, I get so wound up, kind of like you, when I see this stuff, I just burst into flames. But you know what calms me down? Animals. I saw it, I'm thankful. Thank you for people. There was a deer that had caught his leg in a fence, and a hunter came by and saw it. And he picked that deer up in his arms and got it, raised it up where he could get the leg out, And I thought, you know what? No matter what happens, there's good people out there. There's good in everybody out there. And a lot of what I've seen is the bad. But I think we need to focus, even people we disagree with have some good in them.
There's some who've been on the national stage. I don't see an ounce of good in them, but I agree what you're saying. The majority of folks do have some good in them. There's some people trying to wreck our freedom. I don't think there's any good in them. No. I really don't. Zero good in them. So, but yeah, I can see that, and that's great that animals calm you down. I've got a lot of things that calm me down. I mean, obviously my grandkids can do that. You can have the worst day in the world, and you walk home and you go over to their house and the big smile on their face. So that's very touching. I like to go shoot my gun. That calms me down, or guns, and got to get good at that here. I hope I don't need to use them, but just in case, we're going to be ready. So, yeah, a lot of things that calm me down. So, again, what's calmed me down the most lately is I have hit the off button on the television. I haven't turned the television on in I don't know how long.
Yeah, it's been years for me.
It's been a long time.
And a lot of that is the maturity that you gain in years. But, it started for me in college. One of the first things I did when I got my own place, got an apartment, is I subscribed to the local newspaper. So I would do I was doing the routine, get the, get your coffee, get your newspaper.
Yeah.
Well, it dawned on me that this is poison. Yeah. I'm starting my day with poison. And I literally said, I'm stopping. I'm cutting that off. There are some good things in the paper, but
there are.
But we do ingest way too much poison,
and we ingest what a lot of them want us to ingest. Not we can't decide for ourselves. It's what they view it as. So I just kind of and while I'm in a better mood, I'm not watching the news. I'm not watching professional sports. And I'm in a good mood most of the time.
Where's the sports future with you?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Professional sports, I don't know. I'll wait and see what happens. If the fans, if they start, I told myself for football, I'm not watching a game this year, and I'll reevaluate it and look at next year. And if they, I'm hearing they're doing the right thing, but I haven't seen it. So, if they do the right thing, I'll go back slowly.
If they are, Dale, they're doing the right thing for the wrong reason.
Hey, I know, but we'll see what happens. But I don't miss it. I don't miss.
Well, but high school sports is a different thing. I get, Dale, when I see some of your things, I get a little envious, because I love high school football and I love radio.
High school football is fun. And I was up at the state soccer game this past week, and Yeah, that's different, and I don't mind that anymore because you know what? Everybody stood for the national anthem this year at every game. Nobody kneeled,
Right.
and they had the right intentions. So high school football, some college maybe. Professionals really they're going to have to win a lot of folks back, and I don't know if they'll be able to do it. I don't think baseball will be able to do it. I think baseball is going to be the most ones hit the hardest because of the farm system, and the farm system's been decimated.
Tell me what that means, because I'm not a baseball fan, Dale.
The minor league system where they grow their teams, basically, was really hit hard, and there was no farm system. There was no farm teams this year, so I don't know if they'll be able to recover from that. And to me, I don't care about the NBA. I don't really care if they go under or not.
Yeah.
So I don't pay attention to them because they are the most activist. They're not athletes; they're activists. So I just completely have shut them out. So I don't know or care about what they do anymore. So, but I do like baseball. I do hope they make a comeback. It's going to be hard. Football will make a comeback. It'll be slowly, but they will. Not that I want or don't want. I think they'll survive it. They can't take another year like this. They can't take another year of nobody in the stands because that's an expensive sport. And I think they're going to have to really buckle down to win people back.
Well, and it's not just hurting the football team, the hotels, the restaurants.
Exactly. Everybody.
I can tell when there's a home game in Tallahassee. I work at an AutoZone, and when there's that many people in town, somebody's car is going to break down.
Yeah.
And they don't have the option of going home and fixing it. They have to fix it to go home. And the epiphenomenal effects of this. I mean, but football has been in my life, but in the culture in general. I mean, that is an American icon. You don't see the Spanish football league. You don't see the French football league. In fact, football to them means soccer. But you know what I'm saying.
I know. Yeah.
I can remember when the AFL and the NFL were rival leagues.
I remember that.
And I remember Joe Namath.
We backed it up.
These are things that literally shape my life to this day.
Yeah, and I think they'll make I think they'll be okay, but they're going to take a big punch in the mouth. But I think they'll recover. Baseball's going to struggle, and I don't even acknowledge the NBA, so I don't really care about them. Yeah. And hockey will be okay eventually. So,
do you remember Roman Gabriel?
I've got his telephone number. Yeah.
His son or the quarterback?
The quarterback.
Okay, so you know what his son's doing.
Hold on. There he is. There's his phone number.
I have a picture of him in my little...
Yeah, he told me that. Yeah, that's awesome. I talked to him. So
these guys literally form... I mean, and this, we need to think more positively because... they can be a good influence if we can get them on the stage. And the thing I believe that excited me the most about what you had been doing and have been doing is, there are pockets of wholesomeness in those sports, and you would find those pockets and you would put them on the stage and give them a platform. And hopefully by the grace of God, you will be able to continue, because I consider it a ministry. It's not a writing adventure, it's a ministry.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, right now I haven't been able to, if they wanted volume 3, I haven't been able to get anybody this year, so it'll be a long way off. But I don't know if that's the plan or not. That run might be over. I might be going down a different direction. I don't know. Well, I'm just along for the ride.
I hope that new outlets will show up. PJ Net, the magazines, the tentacles of your relationships in the what's the word I'm looking for? The media are rather far-reaching, and I certainly hope that God gives you a wink, and provides an outlet for that, because please, Lord, these young people look up to these athletes, and what they're looking up to right now makes me vomit.
Yeah, and so we got some things cooking or percolating, I'll say, in the back,
Yeah.
So we got some projects we're going to be looking at. We're getting ready to like I said, release Dugout Devotions Volume 2 in March, and then Michelle and I are releasing Indiana in Heart of a Hoosier about Indiana basketball next summer. Then we're releasing First Down Devotions Volume 2 in August. And then we'll be doing Kentucky Passion about Kentucky basketball. Will be released, right around when college football season tips off next year in 2021. So those 4 are on the docket right now. And then we've got a couple other things that we're chatting about with Kyle and a couple other authors. So it's there'll be if it's meant for me to keep going down that road, I'll go down it. If it's a different direction, I'll go the different direction. I'm not stubborn enough and say I'm only going to do this. So whatever door opens, I typically would just go through it. Don't even ask a question. I just go through it.
Well, I think we already talked about it, but you just came back from the Florida, when it was in your blog, the Florida Christian Writers Conference. And
yeah.
What was it, 3 years? How long ago was it that's where your journey began?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago. That's where I met Kyle and met everybody, and Kyle signed me. And that's 2017. And then I went back in 18, had to miss the 19, and then went back this year as faculty. So yeah, it's kind of a neat journey, and I guess it's happened a lot quicker than most. But I've been invited back for next year, and some other conferences are on the schedule for next year. So we'll just see what happens if these conferences are open. I know Blue Ridge is this week. I would love to have been there, but was unable to attend.
Well, I think, and I guess time will tell, but I'm watching with great intensity. The conferences have taken a hit, and they're trying to adapt. They're trying to innovate, but I'm hoping that because the conference that I went to where it opened doors for PJ Net. And I am, when I look back, I'm so thankful for, you have no idea, or maybe you do, we've talked, but folks, you have no idea. There was a day before that conference when PJ Net was on the air twice per week, 2 guests per week. We get invited to and go to that conference, and we are now 2 guests per night, 4 nights a week. And and we're booked. I mean, we're not even trying to book people right now, Dale. We're not even because what's the point of booking somebody in January?
Yeah, and I always bug in and send people your way too. So and I tell them to squeeze you. I tell you to squeeze them in. So
sure.
But you went to the North Carolina Christian Writers Conference, a great conference, a smaller venue. The Florida Christian Writers Conference, there was 140 attendees there
this year,
and it was down. And then Blue Ridge is always a massive conference. So I'm gonna try to get back there. I was supposed to go into 4 or 5 this year. Yeah, and had to do a couple of them virtually, and some of them were canceled. In fact, we're got an invite today to one for next year. So I don't know if I'll be able to go to them all, but we're going to look at it. And right now, we're still on book to go to Tokyo to go to the 2021
I heard some news
Olympics.
about the Olympics. They are committing to 21. Yeah.
They're a go, and I was in contact with our group a couple weeks ago, and they said they're still planning to go. So hopefully I'll be over there, and that'll be more than likely talk to a publisher about that. And they said they would love to see that. So that's in the making. That's in the project, and one of the projects percolating, because I think that'd be an awesome devotional to talk to several Olympic athletes. And those who are Christian, and just talk about their faith and their struggles, and have them from all walks of the world there, and have a translator with us. So that's one of the things on tap, and that'll be in July and August. So we're excited about the potential to go to Tokyo to be the media director for Lay Witnesses for Christ International out of Dallas. So that'll be a fun journey. You ought to go with us. You can do our show from there.
Yeah. Yeah, my passport expired a while back. They're good for 10 years, But
it's only $100, so
it used to be 160.
No,
or 60 $100. Maybe 60. Yeah,
I don't know. You got hosed.
Then they try to hit you up for expedite fees.
No.
We'll get you in the front of the line. For an extra
right.
$100. Yeah. All right. So what's on tap next week? Anything going on?
We may try to get away for a few nights. I haven't gotten away for a while, but we're going to try to do something maybe this weekend, get away for a few days, and we may be doing our show from an undisclosed location Tuesday night.
Well,
so
call me if you need to record it, and we'll do it ahead of time if we need to.
Well, I'll have to borrow somebody's Mac because I got to send my Mac back in.
That's right, folks. I tell you what we can be thankful for.
Yeah.
Dell's computer is hanging by a thread.
It's got it too.
So,
but no, I'm thankful for a lot of things. I think I was reading in my blog, and I'm thankful for bacon. I'm thankful for sunsets. I mean, you mentioned Bluetooth. Just a lot of little things like that. I mean, I'm thankful for our grandkids, obviously, and I'll tell you what, heated leather seats is probably the greatest invention ever, especially right now.
Well, I had them in a vehicle, but didn't really need them. It's
oh man, up here, you got to have them.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I had a BMW motorcycle that had heated grips.
That's awesome. We were watching one of those home improvement shows the other day, and they were redoing a kitchen, and they put heated floors in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and I thought that's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. I concur. That tile can be kind of cold on the feet in the morning.
So, I'm thankful that, we just put up our Christmas decorations a little early because we might be going next week. Mm-hmm. So we want to get them up a little early. So I'm thankful all those are up. And I tell you, the biggest thing I'm thankful for besides salvation is I'm so blessed that Angie doesn't like to go shopping on Black Friday. That's awesome. She doesn't like, we don't go out there. We don't do that. We don't brave it. We just stay, we hunker down. And,
good move.
Just watch movies and then do the Cyber Monday thing. We're big on that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, Del, the only thing I can add to that is I have noticed in my life is that to be thankful, you've got to pause. Mm-hmm. Because if life is just an accelerating vortex, but anytime you're thankful, you've got to pause. So folks, we set aside this season. Our Congress declared it
for now
to be thankful. But I don't think you can be thankful without that pause. I know when the geese fly over, I pause and just
pause
marvel.
And duck.
Yeah. I just marvel at these majestic creatures and the majestic creation that surrounds us. No matter what man does, that cannot go away.
I think it'd probably be a good blog. A lot of folks may not realize why they fly in that V formation. That's really astonishing.
I know.
It's awesome.
I do know.
We'll save that for later.
Well, I won't give away the secret, but I'll tell you, there's another secret that later unveiled. Do you know how many pilots we lost trying to break the sound barrier?
No, I don't know that.
A bunch.
Okay.
we were designing. Remember the X craft?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, they were designed around the 50 caliber bullet because they knew it was supersonic. Well, they crashed. We lost a lot of test pilots. Mm-hmm. But an engineer was on a boat over the weekend and noticed that the wake of that boat was at a 70-degree angle. Mm-hmm. And he looked up and saw a formation of waterfowl, whether geese or duck, and he observed that V was a 70-degree angle.
Yeah.
You know how you break the sound barrier?
Yeah. Yes.
Sweep the wings back.
Yeah.
To a 70-degree angle.
Yeah, I think the geese are a little smarter, but it's a really inspiring story how they do that, and nobody's told them to do that. Obviously, God put it in them, so it's a very interesting.
I have used this in apologetic arguments. Yeah. How to, anyway. Oh, get with me. Let me be your consultant on that blog.
We'll do that.
There's a bunch. Okay, well, Del, our time's up. Thank you for being thankful. Thank you for so faithfully, sharing with us each Tuesday night. And it's been an enjoyable ride thus far, and it can only continue and get better from here. And I'm looking forward to next year, and there's some uncertainty that lies ahead, but Del, together we can get through this and be thankful.
We are thankful. So thanks for everybody for being out there and giving us your time tonight. Really appreciate that.
All right. Didway every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And there, hey, I did some work on that camera. You know those little face recognition blocks that come up on the thing? Somehow that camera had gotten set up with that, and I found a way to defeat it, but it's on all kind of mounting hard. It's hard to do, you know. But anyway, well, folks, let's be thankful. I am so thankful for all of you who so faithfully muster up in the pjnet.tv chat room. I am so thankful for the team of regular contributors, such as Dell, such as Becky. I mean, some are weekly, some are monthly. But without them, I don't know. Well, we'd be where we were before. It would be myself and Barbara and Steve Hazard's here. That's who would be here. And we've come so far. So, folks, as we look around and scan the horizon, many things to be frustrated about, but there are just as many things to be grateful for. So it's really just a decision how we want to live. Okay, well, folks, we're going to wrap it up tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night about 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Can't wait to do the highlights tonight. And I'll leave you with a challenge, a suggestion, or a command. Take it however you want. Ask yourself 2 questions. What is the boldest thing that you've ever done for Jesus Christ? And then ask yourself, how long ago was it when I did that? We need to be grateful, but we also need to be bold. Don't ever let ourselves get satisfied with our answers to those 2 questions.